Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm Marianne. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I'm super happy to be here with you. Welcome to your Love Connection readings for the second half of September. And welcome to the beautiful featured sign today as I go around the zodiac wheel. Each client or each astrology sign I read for will be the featured predominant sign of my reading and the messages that come through. And then I do pick a highlighted, of course, and I read 4 major categories for this particular highlighted connection, as well as every single one of the connections with the featured sign, which, by the way, today is the wonderful earth element of Capricorn. And you know, Capricorn, the moon actually went into your sign today. And today is September 14th. So I'm getting these mid-months out the best I can. Should hopefully have them all uploaded and by tomorrow, maybe the next day, the very latest, a couple days. But when the moon's in your sign, there's definitely more opportunity for emotion and internalizing and really kind of being more understanding of your needs, you know, more in tune with, the emotional side of your life. You know, it could be about relationships, but it could be about where you want to be, what's happening with you, what is it you want to see change or improve or stay the same. And you know, it just depends. This is a general reading, right? But what I really like is that we're still in the beautiful season of Virgo, which is, you know, the solar return birthday season. So happy birthday, Virgos that are watching for Capricorn, because I know, as sure as I'm sitting here, there's a lot of Capricorn and Virgo relationships of all types. You know, when I say love categories or love connections, I mean all different types of love, because it's what we need. That's why we're here. It really truly is. And it can build us up and it can heal and it can, you know, teach us so much. And speaking of healing, this is exactly what type of month it is with Virgo. It's really beautiful. It is a month of, you know, grounded, calm, practical energy. It's about, you know, detail and organization, mental capacity, being clear and precise and pristine, and you know, all the things that a lot of Virgos represent, right? Hardworking, dedication, mind, because Mercury is the ruling planet of Virgos. So, and we do have Mercury going retrograde. We're already in the shadow period, and it will go legitimately retrograde on September 27th. So it's starting to build up towards that. It'll be retrograde in Libra. Next week on the 22nd, we go into Libra season. And there are, 3 planets already in Libra? Mercury is one. We had Venus in Libra until it went into Scorpio on the 10th of... Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm just losing track of time. And I know it has something to do with retrograde, but no, it went... Venus went into Scorpio on the 10th of September. Of course, this past weekend was September 11th. I must have watched every single documentary that ever existed on that. And I just really had to. But it was during Virgo season when that occurred. And then that just showed how people pulled together and helped each other. The service aspect of Virgo. The love, the long-term, you know, effects on what occurred is about earth signs in general, and you're no exception. And you know, you're ruled by Saturn, Capricorn, so you are definitely a steadfast, very, very, and a cardinal sign that likes to get busy and do things and start things. You initiate the winter season. Libra as a cardinal represents the fall season next week. You are definitely hardworking, determined, and success-oriented, and you usually are very successful in anything you put your fingers into, you know. So it's wonderful to have as a friend, and you're really a loyal friend. And you can be a little bit on the energy's a little more, not dark, but just, you know, a little more serious. And with Saturn, I mean, I get it. That's the taskmaster. That's how you've known. That's all you've known, right? As your ruling planet to help and guide you through your life. It's gotten you really far, though. So I'm going to pick your highlighted connection, though, Capricorn. And then, like I said, read the 4 major categories. So stick around, and the 2 oracles, divinations, and beautiful guidance that they bring. And a lot of times you resonate, but you can always check your moon, rising, and Venus as well as your sun sign, because there's just that much more to learn about yourself, you know, and just, I don't know, I love it. I love it. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't. So what does Spirit want you to know? This is all spontaneous with Spirit, and it could be a person you know right now. It could be somebody coming into your life. We did have that new moon in Virgo a couple weeks ago. Could still be very much affecting you as a fellow Earth sign. It's a beautiful, harmonious time for you. It really is. I'm not going to do Scorpio. I've done Scorpio twice now, so let's see what else Spirit wants me to do. Though I will say there's a lot of energy in water element because we have the full moon happening on the 20th in Pisces, which is very, very beautiful and healing as well. That is actually Virgo's polar opposition. But creativity, you know, openness, vulnerability, emotions, living in our emotions for a change, you know, really feeling how we feel and not trying to hide it or stuff it or, you know, overlook it or deter ourselves from that. And you have Aries. Now, this has come up before. I want to say last month. I mean, sometimes I'm spot on about that, but I'm going to go with it. You know, Aries is the fiery, ambitious sign, the first sign of the zodiac. And it's just, there's something in you maybe, or the time that, you know, initiated the beginning of the year astrology-wise, certainly, and the Aries sign, another cardinal sign. There's a cardinal influence happening of that initiating, beginning, pioneering, starting something new. Now, notoriously, Earth signs, and you in particular as well, because Capricorn represents and Saturn certainly is time, old man time, old time, you know, traditions, structures, you know, that have never been changed, that are just dogma type stuff, you know, it's changing in this lifetime. It's changing for a lot of us. And we had tons of energy in Capricorn last year and for many years prior, like hundreds of years. And now that's shifting into the air elements. And that's the mind. So you've got the ground, you take the mind and the ideas and the breaking free of tradition and new information, new ways to do things. And you plant that with the grounded aspect of yourself, and you've got it made. You could be so incredibly more successful than you probably already are. So you're open to it. It's just, it may be a little slower for you, but you will definitely persevere and you will absolutely benefit. And, you know, we got Jupiter in Aquarius right now and Saturn, your ruling planet, keeping you on task, keeping you strong, but about your mind, about how you express yourself, changing your viewpoints, your perspective on that in some capacity. Aries is fiery. It's ruled by Mars. You know, actually Mars is in the sign of Libra, which is Aries polar opposite right now. And Mars is, you know, comfortable in Aries, not so much in Libra, but it's about fairness. It's about equality. It's about working with others. And it's a relationship oriented, you know, justice. When it comes to courts, when it comes to a situation in life that has been imbalanced, it will be pronounced and personified in the Libra season. So there's that to consider. And then we have Chiron, the wounded healing planet that's in Aries and will be for a while. Absolutely about healing anything, relationships, finances, you know, your body, your well-being, your health. I'm going to do a couple of extra shuffles because there have been a lot of repeats and I've been shuffling like crazy. But I know that means Spirit has something to say to all of us when there's a lot of similar cards. But the first overall category is what brought you to the reading and what's happening right now and in the second half, like I said, of September. So be prepared for the Mercury retrograde. That'll slow things down. It wouldn't necessarily be great to start something new if you could hold off or not sign any major contracts. I wouldn't buy any new technology, but of course people do when their things break down. And if something has to be bought again or the contract was a little awry, you just redo it. That's all. Just be prepared for that, okay? And so for you, beautiful Capricorn, your first overall energy for the Aries influenced highlighted connection and all of your relationships is, and I'm using the beautiful, this is great, kind of what we were just talking about. I'm using the Cat Tarot, which is one of my favorite decks as a cat lover. I hope a lot of you out there are. And it's the Queen of Swords. So the Queen, like the King, is a maturity. There's a maturity. There's a, yeah, well, the Queen versus the King is the feminine part of us. As I mentioned earlier, you know, the moon in your sign brings out the emotion. Femininity is our intuition a lot of times. We all have it. We all have both feminine and masculine dualities within ourselves. this is going to promote that and bring that fuller out into the open for you. Being in touch with that, being balanced with that, listening to your intuition, listening to your higher power and your gut, and knowing what you know. Living at peace with what you know, being truthful, speaking your piece. There's doves in the background representing the sign of Libra, which is an air sign, as is Aquarius, I mentioned, and Gemini. So it's all pretty much about the mind, because they're all air signs that are having to do with the mind and the ability to create and strategize and think, right? And something good, some good news, something that's said and spoken or written in some way is coming to you, and it's going to make you happy. Or it's a person with those energies, or yourself. And yeah, there's a clarity, and there will be we're in the shadow period, like I said, so conversations and mix-ups and communication happen with Mercury retrograde. However, once again, you just have to double check and re-say or, edit, which I don't. And I should, I know. But I'm real, I just do what happens. I just speak what's coming out. And I like that. It's a really beautiful start of a second half of the month, okay? The second category is that of possible blessings or obstacles. And let's see what you have for your beautiful message. Well, this has definitely come out a lot, but I like it. It is your energy. And like you, and this beautiful shade of lavender, which is really kind of the third eye, that beautiful, I want to say, the purples and hues of that sort of thing, which is knowing and the intuition once again. But it's about your work, your practical side of life, your sustenance, your jobs, your income, kind of really reviewing it and taking a good look at it and being very honest and truthful with yourself, which is so important, right? If you're not with yourself, I don't know what to say, because it starts from within. So, and really realizing that, yeah, you're doing really well, actually, and you have people to help you, of course. You have people you can say, well, I'm not necessarily good at verbalizing this or maybe speaking in public. Can you show me? Can you teach me? Reach out and ask. There's always help. There always will be. And the air signs are more than happy to do that for you and teach you. And then you too can become a part of the Toastmasters, I suppose it is, right? Where you can go and learn and get rid of your jitters and start something and do something else. And you're the goat that climbs the highest mountain and you don't think twice. It's not a challenge, it's an opportunity. So it is not I open this up by saying, blessings or what did I say? I'm so confused. It makes me laugh. I've been doing this for so long. Blessing or an obstacle, right? You don't consider things an obstacle, they're opportunities. That's where I'm going with. So just know you are in a good place, but you're very excited to really build upon that. I know you. I know how you operate. And you will get to the 7, 8, 9, 10. You're already at the 7. You'll get to the 10, I promise. You have that patience. You are very, very good at just being one foot in front of the other, There's no rush, and so it should be, particularly in this time. So I like these two right off the bat. They're working very well with the energies that are happening. Should you care to use them, that's always free will as well. The third category is that of finances, though. So you've got the Pentacles, which are saying that your finances should be pretty well, pretty good, I should say. And I know a lot of other signs that are very good at managing money and investing in the right things, which is key, right? Because you do your due diligence and you study and you learn and you look into it. And that's possibly what this Queen of Swords, somebody offering you opportunities for another investment, a smart one, that's a long term. And that would be beautiful. Because a lot of times the readings are just like they're, segues into the conversation as it continues. So your finances, dear beautiful Capricorns, either sex. Well, it is the Pentacles. So there you are yet again. I love the floor. I love the tile. What do we have? The Six of Pentacles. Isn't this awesome? It's upside down. Doesn't matter when it's the Six of Pentacles. I'll tell you why. The 6 in numerology represents balance, everyday circumstances. The sixth house is our work, our family, our romance, our love, our health, everything, our money, our investments, all of that. And it's knowing what to invest, what to give away, what to save. And I would imagine you're doing really well with that, as I said, but I feel like you may be getting some extra help. Or maybe you're the one doing the help for somebody else. And in doing that, trust me, you will only get more back. So you've got the 7, you think, okay, I have a few other ideas as to how I can invest and grow my money. And you know exactly the road to take. It might mean, once again, like I said, under the financial category, putting aside a certain amount for that particular thing, keeping some so you're comfortable and you're not without, because if you do too much, then you're going to be in a bind, right? So that's the balance aspect. But I like it a lot. And it's really a very reciprocal card. I love that tile. That just I'd love that in my home, actually, if I could ever get that. But so that's 2 categories of finances in your grounded energy. That's a good sign. The final category, though, is that of surprises and wishes. What surprises are coming around in the second half and maybe going into October? I'm sure there'll be more than usual due to the retrograde, because they do bring in unexpected people, like I said, and circumstances and unplanned things. I guess I could throw into the mix that the planet Uranus, who's the ruling planet of Aquarius, which is what Saturn and Jupiter are in right now, the unpredictable planet, the surprises, the out of the blue, like change your life in a heartbeat, for good or worse. That's happening. And then we also have Uranus in the sign of Taurus, because it's a very slow moving planet. It takes 128 days to go around the sun, and so it takes 6, 7, 8 years per sign. Don't quote me on those exactly. It's about that though, and it's been in Taurus. It'll stay there till I think 2026. Taurus is the earth sign. That's your fellow earth sign. Taurus is definitely the sign of money. I mean, you work together really well, and you probably have amazing ideas. And I'm sure a lot of you are invested in partnerships with Taurus as Capricorn. But surprises and wishes, that's where that came from, because there could be some knock yourself off surprises that are going to just be phenomenal. And that's a beautiful thing, right? Let's see what it says. Let's see what messages and information comes through for you for the remainder of September. Ooh, okay. All right. Hey, surprises are good, and sometimes they're alarming, right? Here's the deal. As an air sign, believe me, I see this and experience it all the time. You have it is the 9, right? The 9 of Swords. Those are worries, concerns, and fears, surprises about conversations. Somebody said something, someone said, oh, did you hear that the stock market is, going plummeting, and 7 years, just like, what? I just put X amount of money in there. I can't, what are you talking about right now? It's talk, right? And it's possibly true. But don't get all alarmed, because a lot of what's been said in the last year, I don't know if you know what I'm saying, but very confusing. You got to go back to the original coming into the month, second half, going, I got to listen to my gut. I'm going to do what's right for me. I will never be led astray. My intuition is only there to help me, nothing else. And if it feels differently, then it's not your intuition. It's fears and other things. You're losing sleep. It's the good news is it's the end of a cycle when it's the 9, the number 9. So all the fears, all the worries, all the money you invested, you may have lost, and I apologize. I'm sorry for that. I truly am. It never feels good, but the thing about money is it's energy, and it's a continuum, and there's always enough, and it always replenishes itself. And with that thought process, you're gonna win half of the battles of your fears right off the bat, because that's the reality of life. Know it, and you will absolutely experience it. So yes, I recommend In the surprise category, if something came and kind of just knocked you off your feet, it doesn't even have to be about money. I just use that as a reference, of course, but it could be of any category. Somebody said something and it just, or your own mind, self-made prophecies or self-confinement from worry, which, you know, we all do. I mean, I'm not sitting on a soapbox by any means. I just choose to nip it in the bud the second I start feeling that way for any length of time, because it's absolutely futile. It does me no good. And the best part about it is we can control that. We can stop our thoughts in a heartbeat and change it to something else. That's why I like to go on to the segue of my beautiful oracles, because they bring in refreshing, beautiful, wonderful, inspiring, and wisdom type of energy and messages to avoid and to help us think in patterns that are far better for us. Okay, so let's see what that's for you. So just know it's in your mind, you know. Don't let it go to a place that's going to make you feel uncomfortable, all right? You too can change this, like everybody. So for the oracle, the beginning one, it's the psychic tarot of the heart. Going into your heart is super central, and that's what's being shown. You know, I know you have a deep heart. You love deeply, and that's something that you may have put on a front for a lot of people. Ooh, I opened it up to joy and stability. What a gorgeous one. Anyway, you're very capable of great love and great caring and compassion and loyalty, and be that for yourself, okay? Make sure that that's part of the love connection you're a part of in your lifetime. Hopefully now. Okay, so this is so beautiful because it really is just kind of really working so congruently together. But you have the card that is heal. And I mentioned that this is a healing month, not only because of your beautiful fellow earth sign Virgo's season that we're in, and the energies that create that healing from Virgo. It's just a known fact, okay? But I mentioned the Pisces energy, you know, and then just healing because you're changing the way you think, you know, and you're going inside and you're using your own ability, our miraculous ability to create our lives and to heal anything. If we choose to do that and we say it and we believe it and we have those affirmations and we speak them regularly, and it's 17, you're breaking the chains here, you know? You're breaking the chains that have bound you, right? The traditions you've been sticking with, the patterns and the thoughts and beliefs we've carried through our lifetime that were never good for us, but we heard them or we grew up with them or what have you. 17 is an 8. 8 is abundant. 8 is prosperous. 8 is power, okay? It's wonderful. And that's you. I don't know if you're female or male. It doesn't matter, but that's what you're exuding right now. I'm going to read to you what it says. It is a major arcana with, I've pulled a lot of major arcanas. There's several different categories in this beautiful deck. But the 17 I love right off the bat is the 8. I absolutely do. And then I'll read to you what it says specifically. Other than the known term for heal, keywords are forgive, offer, receive. There's that reciprocation, right? This is the 6 of Pentacles. You offer and you receive. You're giving and you're receiving. It's beautiful. It's perfect. And don't be frightened or worried if you feel like you've given too much. It's not going to be the case. Hope, inspiration, and serenity. A peaceful healing energy surrounds you right now. This is an ideal time to bring healing to your relationships and realize your hopes and dreams. This card could be presenting itself to ask you, isn't it time for forgiveness? And I don't mean necessarily, although of course it would pertain to other people, but self-forgiveness. I still have to forgive myself fully for things. I'm not kidding you. It's a lifelong process. I'm a Catholic, or I was. So anyway, understand that no human being can ever be perfect. And that's the energy of Virgo too, which is very fascinating. By accepting this, you're in a position to forgive yourself and those to whom you're involved. Forgive freely and without reservations, as blame and resentment are heavy weights to bear. By forgiving yourself, you'll feel a weight, and the shackles will be broken. I know it's going to say something like lifted, okay. You'll feel a weight lifted from your shoulders and become enveloped by a deep serenity. You'll also give the gift of serenity to the other person. And that's a beautiful thing to do, right? And I know we all get into situations and emotions in our life, but these are beautiful words. They're there to just to guide you, and to remind you of things you know. So I love that for you. I love it a lot, and I love it because the last card of surprises and wishes was, feeling concerned, and maybe I don't know, but it's all good though. It's all good. So we'll finish with your super attractor manifestation message. I like to call it an affirmation too. This is a way of healing our energy, bringing in the life that we choose every single moment of our life, and believing it with everything we are. And you have that depth and that strong foundational part to you that's very much about believing in with every soul, every part of your being, sensually feeling, smelling, tasting, touching, and so forth. So for you, your final message, beautiful Capricorn, in all your relationships, I release time and let the universe show me what to do. Isn't that interesting? You got time as your ruling planet Saturn, the god of time, basically. Let it go sometimes. Don't be thinking, oh, I need to do this before this, and that. Well, I do it. Do yourself a favor and just not do it and see what happens, because everything still actually works. It really does. I know it's weird to think, right? I think I have to be here at such and such a time, and I got to get all of these out, and I may be a day late or whatever. That's what's going to happen. I do it because I love to, and it's not because I have to remind myself. And I don't even know how many people are watching. 2, I don't know. It's because it's my passion, right? Release time and let the universe show you what to do. I appreciate you being the 2 of you that are here, if in fact there are 2. I appreciate you so much. And I hope these messages resonate and you feel them, because they're very, very powerful, potent messages that are there to love and care for you and all of us. So once again, thank you for your time. Enjoy the second half of the month. And we'll be in Libra season by the next time I talk to you. And hopefully you'll come back for your October readings. So until then, take good care. Bye for now.